Let's start new chapter, balance of payment. Meaning of balance of payments, meaning of balance of trade, components of balance of payments, autonomous and accommodating items. Balance of payment. It is an account of all economic transaction between the normal residents of a country and the rest of the world during a given period of time. It is a record of inflow and outflow of foreign currency. It includes both visible and invisible items. So, every government keeps a record of the transaction that take place between the country and the rest of the world during a given period of time. So, this record is termed as the country's balance of payment. So, balance of payment is an accounting statement that provides a systematic record of all the economic transaction between residents of a country and the rest of the world in a given period of time. So, it includes both visible and invisible items. Visible items, which includes all types of physical goods which are exported and imported. These are called visible items, as they are made of some matter or a material can be seen, touched and measured. So, the movement of such items is open and can be verified by the custom officials. Invisible items of trade, which refers to all types of services like shipping, banking, insurance, etc. These are called invisible items as they can be seen. Yes, they cannot be seen, felt, touched or measured. We'll be calling it as a invisible items. Now, balance of trade. It is an account of visible imports and visible exports of a country during a given period of time. So, balance of trade equals to export of goods minus import of goods. Okay, when it will be a favorable balance of trade, value of exports is greater than value of imports. Okay, see, if a country exports more goods than what it imports, then the balance of trade is said to be surplus. That is, the balance of trade is favorable for the country. Okay, next one, unfavorable balance of trade. When the value of exports is less than value of imports. That is, if imports of goods exceed the export of goods, then the country is said to have a deficit balance of trade. That is, the balance of trade is unfavorable for the country. So, favorable balance of trade, value of exports is greater than value of imports. Yes, unfavorable balance of trade, value of export is less than value of imports. Now, the differences between balance of trade and balance of payment. It record the imports and exports of goods, that is visible items. But in the balance of payment, it record the imports and exports of goods and services, that is visible and invisible items. The second point in the balance of trade, it does not record capital transfer. It record capital transfers. There can be surplus or a deficit in balance of trade, but in the balance of payment, it is always balanced. It is a part of current account of balance of payment. Okay, but in the balance of payment, it includes current account and capital account. So, there's a difference between balance of trade and balance of payment. Economic transaction, visible items, invisible items, unilateral transfer and capital transfers. Unilateral transfers, which includes gift, grants, personal remittance and other one-way transaction. Capital transfers relates to capital receipts and capital payments, borrowing, capital repayments. Balance of payment, it's current account and capital account. Structure of balance of payment account, current account and capital account. Let's see the first one, current account of balance of payment. It records imports and exports of goods and services and unilateral payments. Second point, visible and invisible items are included. It may show surplus or deficit. The transaction that earn foreign exchange, such as export of goods and services, transfer payment to other country, and income receipts are recorded along the credit side. Transactions that lead to payment of the foreign exchange, such as imports of goods and services, transfer payments from abroad, and income payment are recorded in the debit side. So these are points which comes under in a current account of balance of payment. Capital account. It records capital transfers. Loans and investments between a country and rest of the world are recorded. Transaction that can cause change in assets and liability are recorded in the capital account. Transaction that cause inflow of foreign exchanges are recorded in the credit side, and outflow of foreign exchanges are recorded in the debit side. So these points are capital accounts. Now, autonomous and accommodating. Yes, the transaction recorded in the balance of payments. Okay, in the balance of payments accounts. It can be categorized as autonomous transaction and accommodating transaction. Okay, let us discuss this each of them in detail. The first one, autonomous items, that is autonomous transaction. Transaction that are carried out to earn profit are called autonomous transaction. They are not influenced by other transactions. Export and import of goods and services are autonomous transaction. Okay. So, the autonomous items which refers to those international economic transaction. So, which takes place due to economic motive such as profit maximization. So, this item also known as above the line items. Yes, so autonomous transactions are independent of the state of BOP account. See, for example, if a foreign company is making investment in India, okay, with the aim of earning profit, then such a transaction is independent of the country's BOP situation. So, autonomous transaction take place on both current account and capital account. Accommodating transaction. Transaction that are carried out to overcome deficit and surplus in the balance of payment account are called accommodating transaction. They are dependent on the autonomous transaction. Example, taking money from the foreign exchange reserves, borrowing from IMF or World Bank. So this item are also known as below the line items. Yes, so accommodating transaction or compensating capital transaction, which are meant to correct the disequilibrium in autonomous item of balance of payment. See, for example, if there is a current account deficit in the BOP, then this deficit is settled by capital inflow from abroad. The sources used to meet a deficit in the BOP are foreign exchange reserves, borrowing from IMF or foreign monetary authorities. Yes, so far we saw about the first one, meaning of balance of payment, meaning of balance of trade, and difference between balance of payment and balance of trade, current account, capital account, what is autonomous and accommodating items. Now let's recapitulate the topic with few assessments. Now, the first question, find out whether the following items should be entered in the credit side or debit side of the current account or capital account. So, you are going to find out, okay, whether you are going to enter the credit side or debit side of current account or a capital account. The first question, investment from abroad. Your time start now. The answer is, it should be credited in the capital account. It is a capital transfer, so it should be entered in capital account. It leads to inflow of foreign capital, so it should be credited. Now let's move to the second one. Profit received from investments abroad. Time start now. Your answer, it is entered in the credit side of current account. It does not cause any liability but leads to inflow of foreign exchange. Third question, transfer of funds to relatives abroad. Time start now. Yes, answer, it is entered in the debit side of current account as it is outflow of domestic currency without getting anything in return, that is unilateral transfer. So thank you students.